What's up, YouTube? It's Nathan, and it's Saturday night around. Well, no, it's technically Sunday because I think it's around midnight now. And I am 3 weeks post-op. I have a video that I'm going to post pretty soon after I edit it, and it is showing my stitches coming out. I got my stitches out on Wednesday with Dr. Cloaker, and that is done, and now I'm just in a straight healing phase now. So what's new with the chest? As you guys can see, this areola is having a hard start in life. So my body heals really fast. I told the doctor, like, it heals like Wolverine almost. And so the stitches stayed in. According to his time limit, it was the correct time to take them out, but according to my body, it was late. So my skin kind of pulled all around here and stretched, because this is actually just my areola right there. The corner parts up in there is just missing the color of my skin, and it's not the areola. But everything is intact. Everything is healing good. There's discoloration all over, but my color is already coming back on this side. And I can feel my nips. I can feel them. They're right there, and I can feel it. So that's exciting. The doctor said the feeling usually takes months to come back, but everything is intact by at least the 3rd week. So he has some more technical terms for it, but he was basically saying that in 3 weeks, everything starts to reconnect, and the tissues and stuff are like wide awake. So yeah, sometimes, and in my case, that's the case. So that one's having a hard start, but it's alive, it's there, and it got to heal all around here, and as well as inside. And again, that's my nipple, and I can feel my little nipple. And then over here, I still have that little missing skin from when the tape pulled it off, but it's healing too, just my color coming back slow. This one seems to be more intact than the other, which is weird, because when I had my reduction, it was this one that was a mess, and that one that was intact. So I guess they wanted to go in reverse. But most of the color, not most, but half of the color was still there once the scalp pulled off, and there's my nipple there, and it's healing better, but the skin did pull some from the stitches. And then here's my under stitch there, well, my incision where the stitches were. The way he had my stitches were like knots, a knot here and a knot here and a knot back here, and as you guys can see, there are no dog tags because I was cut clear across around. That's just some scabbing that has to fall off. Clear cut around to the back of my back. He got everything, all the scar tissue, the dog tags that were flappy flaps back there, and as well as some of the fat that I had in my back. So there's my incisions here, really good, really good. And then there was a suture here, a big one that sat here and here, and it connected to everything on that side and everything that was going through there. And as you guys can see, I got a little bump that has to heal. And here's the incision completely on this side, and there was one of the holes where the loop was, so the suture exited out here, here, and here, and in the back, and as well as here. Again, it went like that. And so, though everything's really closed, and I got some scabbing, he wants me to put some silicone patches on there for the scarring, but he said wait at least till the scabbing falls off. Don't pick at it, just let it be. And so right now, I'm just putting a mixture of not olive, but cocoa butter with straight vitamin E mixed together to moisturize all of this except for my areolas. I'm still putting neosporin on those just to be on the safe side, because I did have some pussing and jumping off a few days ago. So I just want to take a little bit more precaution with those. And I wish you guys can see it up in my back, but you can't because I can't hold the camera. And my wife's in there and she just had a shower and she can't come hold the phone. So yeah, when I get a chance, I'll show you guys my back. So I'm also a week and a few days, well, one day, not a few, but one day post-op from my hernia repair. And I'll show you guys that incision. My belly's really, really puffy. That's the incision there. And they went into my gut and got into my gut really good. So it's like purple around here because this tissue had to die to re-heal. And I've been putting just a tad, little bit of arnica on this bruise because it's so bad and it hurts so bad. And I'm trying not to use too much of the narcotics. And even though the arnica, taking it under my tongue, was extremely strong, topical arnica isn't nowhere near that type of strength because it's only like 1% and it's topical. So you can't absorb it into the body like you can something that's going right into under your tongue, into your bloodstream. So I asked my endo about the arnica. So the arnica I can rub a little bit on there, but just be cautious about it. And that's only because arnica really works well, the topical, for bruising and pain. So yeah. But if I had to say my level of pain for my stomach versus the level of pain for my chest, I would say the level of pain is a 10. And the pain from my chest was really a 3 to a 4. So the level of pain from my stomach was way more. And I was so surprised. I've had to be drugged up, y'all, the majority of the time since I had surgery, because it's been feeling like something's falling out of my stomach. Like, it feels awful. The nurse called and she said it's normal because tissue had to die in order to regenerate, because they went into my navel and they did some work in there and it hurts. That's why my doctor was like, I'm going to give you some narcotics. You may not want to get them, but I suggest you do. Yeah, I have to take them every 4 hours. So yeah, so my stomach's doing better. And this is the first time, y'all, since I started transition that I have just been damn near naked for y'all. Because I am so shy about my body, especially my stomach. I've had 4 kids biologically, and my stomach looks a hot mess. But since I got the man chest, I was just like, hey, I want to share my body with everybody so they can see what I'm going through. And just to get a really good look at my doctor's work. And so I'm just like, oh, well, hey, I'm chubby. I had kids. And I'm a big dude. So, yeah, but just think, now that my chest is gone, I can breathe. And my body can just really come together now, because I can actually work out without really getting winded and work out without just struggling with my blood pressure and all that stuff. My BP, like I said, is in the 130, so it's normal for the first time in years. So it's awesome. But I'm gonna jump off the subject of transition and just say this: I'm bald. I cut off all my hair yesterday. You guys know I had a haircut last week, and the guy messed up my hairline. But I've been wanting to go bald, not go bald, but cut my hair bald for some months. But I didn't have the balls to do it some months ago, because I'm like, I don't know how my head is gonna look. And then, I mean, I was still looking at a more feminine body, so I was just like, it's such a bold, manly thing to do. And I love myself and my manhood, but I was just like, it may be so dramatic, I might just freak out, especially looking at the bald head and then looking at breast. It's just a psychological thing for me. But now that my chest is gone, I was just like, I'm gonna cut it. I have a reason to. They messed up my hairline. My wife was like, no, don't cut it. Your hair is fixed, it's okay. I'm like, I'm gonna cut it. And I decided to cut it, but it was for numerous of reasons, not just the messed up hairline, which wasn't that bad, y'all, but it was more so like, it was a big step, going a big stuttering, but it was like a really big step, and it was like the most manliest thing I can do to myself was to go completely with no hair. And I created a baby. So I'm like, I want to be a father, even though I'm already a dad. And that was my biggest inspiration. My wife don't know that. I don't think I told her. But it was my biggest inspiration to cut it. Because it was like, I want to dedicate this haircut, cutting it all off, to my unborn baby, because it's like I'm embracing my manhood full speed ahead, and what better way to do it than to be bald head. But even though women cut their hair bald, for me it was like the most dramatic thing I could do to myself. So yeah, that was my reasons. But I'm excited. Wife's 2 weeks pregnant, and our OB appointment is in it's in June, but that's because for some reason Kaiser thinks you can't see the mother until 8 to 9 weeks in. So yeah, but she was already doing prenatal care for herself, and I was taking her vitamins and folic acid and getting prepared for baby in advance. So the only thing she could do that on her own right now is continue to take care of herself and take her vitamins, and then when we see the doctor, hopefully we'll be getting the ultrasound done and we can see if it's more than one, because she's been really sick and we got a positive test really quick. She was 5 days before her period was due when we got our positive, and then we took another test and we didn't record that either, and that was also positive. So that was all we needed for confirmation. But yeah, so I'm just rambling, and this is my update video for my top surgery. So I'm gonna go back to how I'm feeling. I did my T-shot on Thursday, and I did 100 milligrams instead of 50. And my doctor original prescription was 100 milligrams bi-weekly per my request, but I did 50 for my first shot in 7 weeks, and I was going to stick at 50, but I was like, since my blood pressure is regulated and I know my T levels are like super low, I'm going to go ahead and do my 100, and I'm going to try to do that every 2 weeks and just kind of see how I'm feeling. But we'll have my blood work redone for my T levels in a couple of weeks and see where we're at, and I'll decide if I'm going to go ahead and go back to weekly dose, because that's the average, and get my T levels at least back up to 600, because 300 was my level, and it was 300 on my the day after my shot, yeah, when I got my blood work done. So I can only imagine where they were at the day before my shot. So yeah, but I'm feeling fine. I'm taking my propranolol for my blood pressure, which works really well for my anxiety, and it works really well for my blood pressure, and there's literally no side effects. I've had the hardest time with blood pressure pills, you guys know, and I've always had some type of side effect, but I literally have no side effects. If I do, I don't notice them. So I have to say that is one of the best drugs you can possibly take over the counter for your blood pressure. So kudos to the pharmacy for having those, and the manufacturer for manufacturing them, because they work really great. And I'm so lucky to have went to my medication appointment that day to see Dr. Munich, and he was awesome. He recommended the pills, and he said these should work really good for you, and they did. So since everything's pretty regular, yeah, my T levels will be my next tackle. As far as hysterectomy goes, I think I said this before, I am going to put it off. It's not something major I want. Recovering from top surgery as well as hernia repair is hard. Like, it's hard. I got a lot of kids, and now my wife's pregnant, and I've been trying to pick up as much of the weight as I can, and do as much as I can. Even though I have a 5-pound lifting restriction, I have not honored that lifting restriction, so I have been in so much pain. But I'm pushing, trying to get the kids back on a good schedule, because they've been off their rockers for the past year because there's been so much change here and there. So I'm tackling that because I'm going back to work in June, and I want my wife to be comfortable at home, and I want the kids to do what they need to do so she don't have to stress. So I've been busy, and I plan to one of these days get some rest. I need a week to take to myself so I can finish off the book that I want to publish. So yeah, gotta get busy. Well, no, gotta get relaxed and have some quality time to myself one of these days so I can get that done. But yeah, it's 15:53 in, and I'm still talking, but I'm very I'm gonna load up an update video on how she's doing and what's going on in our approaching 3rd week of pregnancy. We'll do that on our insemination channel. And it's John Nathan and it's FTM John Nathan and Tara Ties home insemination baby journey. So that's that channel, and I usually load the link, but you guys can actually get to it from this channel. So or just type in John Nathan and Tara and you'll find it. But follow us on that channel, guys, because those videos are going to be really special and important to both of us. It'll be about our life together, doing this fabulous journey with our babies to come, and it's gonna be amazing, especially because we have 5 younger kids already, and they are from 11 to 3 years old, so it's gonna be interesting. So make sure to subscribe to that channel. Y'all, I'm hot and I'm about to get off of here, but I thank everybody for following me. If there's any questions, feel free to message me. And I know there's a few people who send me messages to email them. I left my email address. Please go back and read it and email me first and let me know what it is you want to know so I can get back to you, because I usually just don't email someone just like off the bat. Email me what you want to know first, and then I'll get back to you. So you can email me at jaytyes35@gmail.com. That's my nickname and my last name, 35@gmail.com. And you can just send me a comment too. But again, thanks guys for subscribing. I have so much more space on my phone, so I'm able to record longer. Too funny. And I love everyone, and have a safe week ahead, and happy Sunday to you guys. And I just thank you guys again for just taking the time to listen to me for 18 minutes, because I'm just rambling. But you guys know I normally don't talk this long. 15 minutes be it. But it's nice to be able to talk about everything. So take care and peace out.